What up, y'all? It's your boy Martin, aka the Boxing Purist. Welcome once again to the Truth and Absolute channel, where I speak the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me, good God Almighty. All right, y'all. So it's Tuesday morning. Y'all already know why I'm here. Canelo Alvarez has said that he has a big announcement to make today on TV Azteca. I'm not sure what that announcement is because I'm surprised that he's making an announcement of this sort. Before all of that, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. If you've been subscribed to the channel and checking out the videos, much love. You guys are appreciated. But if you're not subscribed, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you keep on coming to the Truth and Absolute channel. Hit that like button or that dislike button. It's all love. Drop a comment down below. I love talking boxing with you guys. It's always a lot of fun. Anyway, back to Canelo. What I don't like about this, man, is I hope it's a bigger announcement than just a couple of fights that he's doing. And why is he doing it on, a Mexican, network? You know what I'm saying? That's what I don't understand about this. There's a few things he could be announcing, right? Now, one, I read on a couple of different sites already and a couple of different sources that he jumped into negotiations to fight Jaime Munguia, possibly for May 4th of this year, which makes sense. It's going to piss a lot of people off because of his choice of opponent in Jaime Munguia. And I'll get more into that here in a bit. But there's a few talks, too. I've also seen out there that Canelo Alvarez and PBC are having conflict right now because what's being said is that Canelo originally, and we all saw this unfold before us, way back when he signed to the 3-fight deal with PBC, when he said he was going to fight Jermell Charlo, he was supposed to get a guaranteed $35 million per fight, right? That's what PBC originally offered him. That's what I believe Canelo originally signed up for, is $35 million per fight. Now, we know as boxing fans, there's only a few fights that you can make out there that's going to draw that type of equity back in. That, you know what I'm saying? You got Canelo, the A side, but you still need a B side that's going to sell. And although Jermell Charlo, they did a good job selling Jermell that he was the better boxer of him and his brother, which he is, the all-around better boxer. He does fight at a lower weight class, but they're the same size. They're twins. But it wouldn't be a big draw. Even the location of the fight, I thought that fight they should have done it in Houston, in Charlo's hometown, just to get the bigger draw there. I mean, I know it did well in Vegas, and pay-per-views, it doesn't matter where you host the fight, but they could have done it a little better. I'm sure that they did not make as much off the Jermell Charlo-Canelo fight that they thought that they were going to make. So now I'm assuming that PBC is like, no, we need a big fight right away. If that's what it is, again, I read these posts online, who knows? Maybe PBC's like, but then it would make sense for a Munguia fight, right? Because this is the thing about it. They keep throwing the name Bud Crawford out there. The thing with Bud Crawford in the boxing world, Bud Crawford is huge, right? In the boxing world, we know Bud Crawford. But if I go over to any Walmart or any grocery store and I ask the casual person, do you know who Terence Crawford is? More than likely, they're not going to know who Terence Crawford is unless they're a boxing fan. If I go up and ask, do you know who Canelo is? Canelo has been on so much different platforms that even people that do not watch the sport are going to know who Canelo is. They're not going to know nothing about him, how good he is, anything like that, but they're going to know who he is nonetheless. So I'm assuming that PBC is trying to get a dance partner that could actually make that money happen, or I'm assuming that when they jumped into negotiations or we're talking about a possible, Jermell Charlo fight or a Bud Crawford fight, I'm sure that the $35 million that he was guaranteed in the beginning was not there. And I'm sure Canelo's like, yo, wait, listen, that's not what I signed up for, if that's what's the issue. If Canelo is simply going on there to announce his next couple of fights, is he going to be fighting in Mexico? I don't think so. I don't think the revenue's there how it is here in the U.S. That's just my opinion. I may be wrong. Is he announcing that these are his last 2 fights before he retires? Because Canelo has said he's wanted to fight a little bit longer. Who knows? Who knows what it is? At the same time, it would make sense for him to be announcing a Munguia fight in Mexico. Because we all want a Canelo versus David Benavidez clash. Why we're not getting it, I'm not sure. Only Canelo and his team know. Only all the big guys know. Us, we don't know. We really don't. We could say a bunch of things, but we really don't know. But a Munguia fight, y'all got to remember, David Benavidez is an American fighter, right? Yeah, he has, backgrounds of different ethnicities or whatnot, but he's an American fighter, is what it is. Jaime Munguia is a Mexican fighter, as is Canelo Alvarez. Now, that would make for an all-out, Cinco de Mayo weekend Mexican clash of boxers. That would make for a huge, huge event because Munguia's been staying active. He's been staying busy. He has a fan base. He also has a fight-friendly style, right? So that would make for a huge potential fight between those two. Back to, and to the David Benavidez point, the thing with the Benavidez fight, I don't know at this point why we're not getting it. I don't want to make any excuses why we're not getting it. I don't know what fight would be bigger at this point, the Benavidez or the Munguia, although we know that we've been waiting for the David Benavidez fight a lot longer. But I want everyone to see the approach of the two fighters in trying to get the Canelo fight, right? David and his dad went on this crazy tangent of constantly having to mention Canelo's name in a negative fashion. They go off, they talk, and stuff like that is really, it's always been unattractive to someone like a Canelo Alvarez. He's shown it back in the day. He doesn't like trash talk. He's not one for it, right? Go back to the Gennady Golovkin days, and this is what people forget, is that, Canelo's been around for a minute. We could say that Gennady Golovkin was like Canelo, the counter Canelo, right? There was talks for a long time when Gennady was beating everyone that Gennady Golovkin would be the guy to fight Canelo, or that Canelo would never fight. They ended up fighting 3 times. In my opinion, Canelo winning 2 out of the 3 fights. But that was the counter Canelo. Now, but the thing that Triple G did that was correct is that Triple G stayed active. He stayed active, fighting everyone and anyone. If it was a name, he fought them. If it wasn't a name, he fought them. There wasn't, it wasn't great, but he stayed busy. He kept his name out there. David Benavidez has not fought since Demetrius Andre, right? He has not fought, nor is he in talks of fighting anyone. So do you guys notice that the name David Benavidez is losing traction now? It was a huge name for a minute because, and I said this in the past, I wonder how many people are David Benavidez fans have been watching him, and how many people turned David Benavidez fan because he could be the guy to dethrone Canelo. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's 2 different ones. All this time has passed, and I feel like David's name is losing traction because it's not talked about who's David's next fight. Is David going to go to 175? Who's he going to fight at 68? Who's he going to challenge? You don't hear that. It's only Benavidez with Canelo. So I'm like, okay, and that also raises a question because it also has to do with the pull that David Benavidez has when it comes to making a fight. See, there's a lot of things that's involved in boxing that you got to pay attention to. You got to pay attention to. In my opinion, David Benavidez needs to stay busy, keep fighting, and force Canelo into a fight or talk about next fights instead of just go strip Canelo of his belt. He doesn't want to give me a shot. I get that it could be frustrating for someone like him, but I don't know. There's different ways of making a fight. There's different ways of going about it. Do it respectful like Munguia is doing, and you may land it. So, yeah, man, all that being said, we'll see what the announcement is today with Canelo. Who knows, man? He may catch all of us by surprise. But I wouldn't be mad at a Munguia fight. It'd be an exciting fight. Hell, it would be a risky fight too. Munguia's a pretty big dude. Munguia's a pretty busy fighter who comes straight forward, throws a lot of punches. He's a dangerous fight for anyone. He's not really, skillful, and he is working with Freddie Roach now, which, again, it could help you, but him fighting, he's a bulldozer. So we'll see what it is, man. We know that Canelo and Munguia are talking. We know that there's announcements to be made today. We'll see what happens, y'all. Anyway, let me know what y'all think of what's going on. Let me know what y'all think the announcement is going to be. I'll probably make another video after that when we hear what it is. Drop a comment down below. Let's talk boxing, y'all. Remember, the truth shall set you free. Much love. God bless, y'all. Peace.